What's up, guys? This is Chad with Living the Van Life, and right now we are deep into the eastern slopes of the Cascade Mountains up here in Washington State. The snow is deep, the temps are below freezing and approaching 0 degrees Fahrenheit. We've officially stepped off into no man's land. We are now on a road that is not maintained in winter, and the going is a little bit sketchy right now. I've got the tires on the Sprinter van aired down to about 10 psi in the front and about 20 psi in the rear, and we are trudging through some deep snow as we get our way back into a possible snow camping spot for the evening as we cook a meal and enjoy some winter van life. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to this adventure. Let's go see what we can get ourselves into. Luckily, I'm familiar with this road. I've been up and down this road quite a few times during the summertime, so I know what lies ahead of me. I know what lies on the road surface below me, and I'm confident of where I'm going. Now, what I am experiencing right now is some pretty heavy snow drifting. The wind must just whip down here, and there are quite a bit of big, thick snow drifts that are making travel quite challenging. Now luckily I'm able to get through that because I have the BFG KO2 all-terrains aired down very low, which really increases my traction, it increases my flotation, and that's really helping me get through these thick snow drifts. Also on top of that, I've got the Van Compass lift, I've got the ARB air locker by Agile Off-Road. Between the clearance of the Van Compass and the extra traction of the KO2 tires and the air locker in the back, we're definitely making our way through here. This Sprinter van is a freaking champion out here in this deep, deep snow. There he is. How you doing, buddy? Are you cold? Huh? You get cold? You got icicles all over you. Look, come over here by the fire. And just as I was sitting down here next to the fire, a couple of geese were flying south. Makes you wonder what wildlife have to go through out here in these kinds of conditions when temperatures start dropping into the single digits and everything is frozen. We've got a campfire set up here. This is actually one of my most favorite spots in all of eastern Washington, right here, this camp spot. The moon is just starting to peek over the mountains. There's a bit of a mist or a fog lying down here in the valley floor as the skies clear up above me. It's just a gorgeous winter night. A perfect night for some van life out here in a winter wonderland. But the fire outside is burning warm and it is burning bright, and that is going to make for some excellent whiskey sipping later on this evening. The temperatures are dropping down into the single digits at this point. The temperatures outside are just too cold to attempt any sort of campfire cooking. At these temperatures, it's hard to sustain more than 15 to 20 minutes, and we're going to need a little bit more than that for tonight's meal. So for tonight's meal that I've got planned, I'm going to cook and prep it here inside the van and see if we can get creative with an Instant Pot. So this recipe that I want to cook up is a twist on a recipe that has been in the family for quite some time. Matter of fact, it's one of my favorites. When I think back to growing up as a kid, when my dad or my mom would make this recipe, and I figured it would be perfect for a cold winter night up here in the Pacific Northwest where temperatures are approaching 0 degrees. So here in the van, we're gonna get creative, see if I can pull this together here in an Instant Pot, right here inside the van, where it is cold outside, but it is nice and warm here inside, sitting at about 70 degrees Fahrenheit. So let's get to cooking, see what we can do here. And of course, it is absolutely important in a small space like what I've got here in my van to have plenty of ventilation, because the last thing I want to happen is have my whole van smelling like cooked pork. So I've got my ceiling fan on, I've got a window crack, making sure I get rid of all of this steam that's coming off of this. Now for this next portion, we're going to put the meat back into the Instant Pot and we're going to do a pressure cook for the next 30 minutes. We're also going to put some orange juice back in, some more seasonings, a bay leaf. Now a lot of the recipes that I researched prior to this occasion, a lot of people were using Coca-Cola for their pressure cook of their carnitas. I thought that was interesting. However, I don't have any Coca-Cola on board with me, but now I know a lot of you guys are gonna think that I'm crazy, which everything's always an experiment. What I do have on board is some Red Bull. So we're gonna do some OJ, some Red Bull, and do a little bit of a pressure cook in the Instant Pot and see what happens. Let's give it a whirl. Let's add some basil. How about some oregano? Let's top that off with some more salt and some more pepper. Well, for the next 30 minutes, the Instant Pot does its thing as it pressure cooks all of those flavors into the meat and tenderizes it. Then after that, we're going to move on to the next portion of the recipe. In the meantime, I'm going to tidy up here a little bit. Then I'm going to head outside and tend to the fire, perhaps enjoy a little bit of whiskey why the Instant Pot does its thing here inside the van. What do you think, truck? Come here, trucker. Come here, truck. Hey, trucker. Where you at, buddy? Come on. Come on. Come on up here. Come on. Come on. Up here. Come on. Come on, buddy. Come on, buddy. Come on. Come on. Crawl up here. Let's go. Come on. Come on. Oh, yes. Oh, you're cold. Yeah, you're cold, buddy. Oh, yeah. Gonna warm up by the fire, dude. Yeah. Gonna warm up by the fire. How you doing, bud? How you doing? Nope. No kisses in the face. Nope. No face kisses. Oh, pets. Oh, yeah. Love the pets. Okay. Jump down. This pork is so tender, it literally just falls apart. Oh my. That right there, that's delicious. Gonna go back in with a little bit more of the rendered pork fat for this last bit of saute. Okay, so I went ahead and ran the pork back through another saute process after everything was done. This just crisped up everything nice, and basically we've got ourselves a pulled carnitas. From here we're going to move on to the pozole side of the recipe, and this is going to be the perfect meal for out here on a cold winter night on the eastern slopes of the Cascade Mountains. And so once again, the meal is back in the hands of the Instant Pot for another 15 minutes of pressure cooking to meld all of those flavors together and create ourselves a New Mexican soup for this cold wintry night. It's going to be the perfect thing to warm the heart, warm the soul, warm the belly. Now this recipe, the true traditional part of the recipe is actually the pozole. I've taken it and made a little bit of a twist to give it that LTVL flavor as I experiment with different things up here. But nonetheless, it should come out as a good hearty meal. Man, I can't tell you how excited I am for this right now. It's actually been a long time since my dad has made this recipe. But back in the day when he used to make it on a regular basis, it was always one of my favorites. So the fact that here we are sitting down inside my van, way up here in the cold, cold winter climates of the Cascade Mountains. There's a couple feet of snow outside, the temperatures are in the single digits, and we are now sitting down to have an old traditional family cooked meal right here in the van. Now this right here is living the van life. Now, traditionally, the way my parents used to make it was in a slow cooker all day long. They would start it early in the morning before they went to work, and you'd come home from school in the afternoon and the house would be filled with the smell of pozole. And then of course by dinner time it was all ready to go. Of course here in van life, because we're doing this in some crazy situations, completely off grid, thanks to the power of the Battleborn batteries, the Instant Pot, etc. We did things in a little bit different fashion and pushed things along with the pressure cooker. But the fact that this is a delicious, hearty meal prepared off the grid on a home on wheels, this is pretty damn good, I gotta say. I think Dad would be proud. That's for sure. So Dad, cheers to you for inspiring me for some good old pozole up here in the mountains. And of course, can't have some pozole without some tortillas as a wonderful vehicle to help get it to your mouth. Now the great thing about a meal like this is the fact that after a couple of days of sitting in the refrigerator and melding together upon a reheat, the flavors are even better when it comes to leftovers of pozole. So that I'm looking forward to. Alright guys, I'm gonna go ahead and enjoy this meal while it's nice and warm, and I'll join you here in just a few minutes outside by the fire with a cup of whiskey to finish this night off right underneath the stars, way up here in the cold, cold temperatures. Well guys, I think this about wraps it up for this here Living the Van Life adventure. I got the van back out of the valley and out of this winter wonderland. At this point, it's time to air up the tires back to proper highway PSI. We're gonna hit the road in search of the next Living the Van Life adventure. If you guys made it this far into the video and you're not yet part of the channel, make sure and hit that subscribe button along with the little notification bell next to it. That way you get notified anytime videos like this are uploaded. Most importantly, leave your feedback in the comment section down below the video. Make sure and hit that like button and share with anybody that you think might be interested in the video. Alright guys, I'm out of here. Peace out. Keep on trucking.